This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan. With your host, Bradley Summers. And get the latest from Alpena Community College with ACC President Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Bradley Summers, and I want to thank you all for joining us today as we create the platform for our local nonprofits and community leaders to share their vision and share the great things that are happening in Alpena. Today, it's with great pleasure that I introduce Leslie Dort from Friends Together. How you doing, Leslie?
I am great. Happy to be here.
Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, as always, Friends Together has a lot of beautiful things that are happening in our community. I know you have some really cool things coming up. You want to discuss some of those things?
Well, the newest introduction that we have is a Nutritional Series that we're kicking off. It's a video series, so you don't have to come to it. The registered dietitian from My Michigan is actually our talent for the video, and we've taped our first one, which is just basic nutrition when you've got cancer. Cancer adds a lot of bumps. Nutrition is a big one, just getting the nutrients you need to let your body fight. And Paulette's just fantastic on it. It was a new experience for both of us. So that's going to hit our website pretty soon. And that'll just be available on demand for anyone who wants it. And then we'll add new series into it that will get a little more detailed with any issues. You can't gain weight. Your saliva, you need more moisture. Mm-hmm. Whether there's a lack of appetite, things change how they taste. So all kinds of troubleshooting.
Yeah, that's great that you're still doing things virtually as well.
Absolutely.
You know, today's day and age, everybody's still doing a lot of things virtually. You know, and it is nice to get out of the house. I know that you are still doing some in-person meetings.
All of our groups are in person, but they simultaneously run on Zoom.
Oh, okay.
So each individual who wants to participate in a cancer support group gets to choose how they do it. They can do it with Zoom, even if they've got a couple of friends that they're comfortable, they're within their circle still. COVID taught us a lot of creative, beautiful things to add into our programming as well. So we actually got a grant from United Way actually to buy an owl, which is a 360-degree camera and speaker. So our Zoom meetings give the viewer at home a panoramic view of our room, plus an individual shot of whoever's speaking.
And that's so important with the support that's needed, especially
when
you're going through some really, serious things in life.
Oh, yeah. It was a bonus. Learning technology was fun, but we're doing our bumps and we're keeping our humor.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I understand that you have a gas card challenge that's going on.
Yeah, we were a little on the fence really with this one. With gas prices going up, it's like, hey, who would like to donate a gas card, because everybody's feeling it. But no one more than people who have to get to the hospital. And for those of you who have never experienced cancer, radiation, if that's part of your treatment, is oftentimes daily. And even if you're traveling just from Worth Road into our cancer center, that's a burden on your fuel. That's an expense that you may not have budgeted for. Insurances don't cover fuel. Most insurances don't. So gas cards are at an all-time high. We are currently averaging about $1,000 in gas cards alone, just to help people, and that's not even paying to fill their gas tank, it's just getting them to treatment. But that's on top of, we have 2 vans that are fully booked most days. We've got lodging that we help people if they have to go out of town. We'll get their lodging in Ann Arbor or wherever they need treatment. We don't help you pick where you get treatment, but we're going to support whatever you decide.
Yeah, because a lot of appointments probably aren't exactly local here in Alpena.
No, but thankfully our cancer center is so robust, many of them can be. Even if your cancer is of such a special nature that your treatment is incredibly unique to you and you have to go to a larger center, oftentimes our cancer center can take over the chemotherapy, for example, so you don't have to go down every week for treatment. Your doctor, wherever you're servicing, can still monitor you with chemo given here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a real benefit for folks. Before our cancer center, you'd be driving to Ann Arbor every day.
Yeah, that's, I know local individuals that have been afflicted with, you know, with cancer, and, you know, what a great resource that you're providing these people, you know, so that they can get to these places and actually, you know, have more support and you know, help with what they're afflicted with.
Oh, it is. And like we were speaking before we even went on, you know, cancer is not an easy topic. It's an uncomfortable topic for most people. But for those who have cancer, if you ever walk through when you walk through our doors, it's joy. It is. It's a beautiful place where there are no masks. We're not pretending anything. You get to be you and own wherever you're at in your journey. And we're just going to love you and support you as you go through it. And there's a whole bunch of people that will be beside you.
Well, I know that the organization that you work for at Friends Together was founded on those exact principles.
Absolutely.
You know, personally, I've always loved working with Friends Together and the resources and you know, the inspiration that you put forth. And it sounds, just by talking with you here today, is you're definitely in the right position.
Yeah, it's something when you find that, isn't it?
It is.
You just tend to glow without trying.
Right?
Yeah.
When you love what you do, you don't work a day in your life.
You
right?
don't. You really don't. And I work with amazing people. I mean, most everybody knows Judy Burns, our founder, and she's been at this for 26 years now with absolutely no slowing down. This is still her passion. Our transportation and fundraising person is Shelley, and she will bend over backwards and then some to get people to where they need to go. And then our newest employee is Michelle Hose, and she's fantastic. She's our financial administrator, and she's going to help us, you know, figure out our data and our numbers, which, you know, with Boys and Girls Club, in order to get grants, we need to be able to regurgitate that information in a way that the granting organizations find valuable.
So if I wanted to give a gas card to this fundraiser, how would I go about doing that?
Oh, there's lots of easy ways. You could, we have posters all over downtown. The merchants downtown and restaurants were very generous to grab our posters and hang them. There's a QR code. If you can use your smartphone and grab a picture of it, it'll take you right to PayPal. You can drop off a gas card of any denomination from any station you'd like in either our office, or we have a drop box on the back of our building. You can go to our website and click on the gas card challenge, or you can call us with a credit card and we can charge it that way. And it all is dedicated to gas card challenge, so it won't go to anything else.
Excellent. So there's a lot of different ways that we can give to this event.
There is, and you know you're helping your neighbor.
Excellent.
That's the beautiful part.
Well, and that's what our community does, right?
Yeah. I mean, just again, like we were speaking of, our organizations are finding out how we can share resources to be stronger together.
Well, Leslie, thank you so much for being on today.
Yeah.
Please join us after the break, and we'll introduce BJ Sander from Alpena Senior Citizen Center. Well, welcome back. Our next guest today is BJ Sander from the Alpena Senior Citizen Center. Hi, BJ.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Thanks for having me here today.
So, you know, the Senior Center, I know there's a lot of really wonderful things going on, and I know you have a fundraiser coming up, I understand?
We're actually in the middle of our fundraiser now. It goes all the way through the end of April. And every year we do this in honor of our Meals on Wheels program, trying to raise funds for that program. Because when all else fails at the center, if we run out of money, we have to really focus on feeding our senior population in Alpena County.
So just a fun fact, I know that the Meals on Wheels program has a huge impact in our area, and there's a lot of areas that you and the staff that you work with go above and beyond to make sure that individuals have food. But how many meals a month do you serve?
I believe it's about 5,000 meals.
Yeah, that is...
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
That's incredible.
And you know, our center's not even that big, our kitchen's not that big, but what they produce is just amazing.
Well, it's like any other nonprofit. I'm sure you're in there helping prepare the food and doing all those other...
We all do.
Yep. You know, so the fundraiser goes to help with the Meals on Wheels. Does it help with anything else, like the gas expense or anything else?
Well, that would be probably under transportation. So Meals on Wheels is basically getting the food.
You know, and this is quite a costly program to run each month, correct?
It is.
So you know, this kind of a fundraiser is really, really important. And how would we go about making a donation to the fundraiser?
There's several different ways. You can, we've been getting checks through the mail. We've also set our Facebook page up where you can do a donation online on our Facebook page. I'm sorry, our website. Or you can stop by the center and say hi and visit with us and leave a donation then.
Maybe even play some cards while you're
Absolutely, or come in the morning and you can exercise with me.
You know, I know from, my past experience has always been some intergenerational projects. We're taking younger kids,
Yes.
coming to do some really wonderful things. Do you have any, what kind of activities do you have going on right now?
Oh my gosh, we have lots of activities. I'm doing exercise class Monday through Friday now. My class before COVID was around 80 people. I have a smaller class now because I'm doing it 5 days, but I'm still building all the way back up to 80 for just one class. So that class is just amazing. I am so proud of those seniors that come to participate in that class. And the progress and the improvements that they're making to their health is just phenomenal.
And you're open up each day, correct?
Yes, we're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So every day I have my exercise class. We started a book club during the COVID situation. That book club is just amazing. We've got people from other areas, other states. We've got people from downstate, and that's all thanks to Zoom, of course, which was a huge learning experience for us during COVID, and we continue to learn technology. But the book club is amazing. We just started a diabetes support group at the center that was very, very much needed. So that Mid-Michigan, or My Michigan, I'm sorry, they provide their diabetes educator to help facilitate that group. So that's amazing. And we've got lots of plans coming up in the future.
Wow. Yeah, I know you always have a lot going on.
We do.
And talking with Annie as well, and some other people that work within your organization. So what kind of do you, with cards and some of the everyday general activities to get more people to come in, and some of the things that people out there should know or be aware of?
So on Mondays we play euchre, and all of our card games start after lunch, which is around 12:30. So they play euchre on Mondays. Tuesday is Spitzer. Wednesday, the first and third Wednesday, which is the first Wednesday today, they're playing bingo. Thursday and Friday is single deck and double deck pinochle.
Wow.
Plus we have cribbage. We did facilitate the cribbage group this past month. We play mahjong, and we also have some bridge players that come in and play cards.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Do you collaborate with anybody in the community to come in to help with any of your exercise classes, or?
We're collaborating right now with Art in the Loft. We're doing some art classes at the Senior Center, which has just been amazing, another amazing project. Plus, we'll be doing some teaching kitchen classes starting this month, at the end of the month.
That's awesome.
So.
Yeah, and as we were even discussing even before the show today, it's amazing to see the collaborations, what's going on in our community, how all the nonprofits seem to work together.
Yes.
And we seem to get stronger because of each other.
And I was just going to say, I see that relationship getting stronger and stronger and stronger, which is amazing, and our community is just amazing with that.
Isn't it though?
Yes.
And how supportive everybody is when there's a need. The people of this community and all the communities around us, they step up to really fill that need.
They do.
Because we don't exist without the people. And the services that you provide are extraordinarily imperative for a healthy community.
Absolutely.
Starts with the kids, and starts with the seniors as well.
Yes.
So it's important that we all take care of each other. And I commend you and the staff that you work with and the leadership at your organization for all the wonderful things that you're doing to solidify the wonderful nature of our community. Is there any other activities or upcoming events that you'd like to discuss?
We do have our Easter meal coming up on the 14th, which is next week. So that's drive-through only. So we're expecting, because of the past holiday meals that we've done, we're expecting around between 400 and 500 people to drive through, plus our Meals on Wheels on top of that, and our normal drive-through people. So during COVID, when the center was closed for lunch, we started a drive-through luncheon, so people could order their meals, drive through and pick it up. So that continues to happen in addition to people coming in for the congregate meal. So we're going to be doing an Easter meal on the 14th. You can pick up the meals from 11:30 until 12:30 to 1 o'clock.
And that's right at your
11:30 to
location?
1 o'clock. Yes,
right
yes.
on River Street?
It's ham and mashed potatoes and pie and gravy and a roll. And
Do you mind if I walk over?
yeah, come on over.
I would love some ham and mashed potatoes.
Yes, yes. So that's a big event that we have coming up. You know, I look at the Senior Center as every day's a big event. It's just something new and exciting every day that's going on there. If it's not anything that I have planned, it's just something that a senior brings in. So it's awesome to see them all playing cards again. That took a while to grow back up from, you know, when we were closed for COVID, but that's building back up, and just to see the socialization going on.
And that's so important for mental health and just our overall well-being. You know, so, you know, I thank you so much for what you're doing for the senior population in our community, and all the support that you put out there, especially the Meals on Wheels program. We know how important that is. So, you know, if anybody's out there, please stop by and, you know, support the event and support, you know, the ongoing fundraiser. You know, I want to thank you, BJ, for coming in today to talk.
Thank you for having me.
And sharing what your vision and what's going on. I want to thank you all out there for tuning in today. I hope you'll join me next week as we continue to endeavor our community and see all the wonderful things that are going on and all the happenings. Stay tuned after the break for Don McMasters, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College, and I'm pleased to have as our guest this morning Cindy DeRocher, AD, athletic director at Alpena Community College. Welcome, Cindy.
Hey, thank you for having me here.
Well, we had a pretty good year in athletics, and we took home some hardware at the end of the year. Go ahead and speak to that, and don't be shy.
And don't be shy. Well, you're probably referring to basketball.
Yeah, well,
We're
yes.
here at the end of the basketball season. That's our latest season. Yeah, we had a good year. It was my first year as head coach, and on the women's side, and we pulled some things together and had a nice win streak, and made the regional tournament. Both our teams, both our men's and women's team, made the regional tournament, but finished further ahead than normal, and yeah, and with that win streak, my colleagues nominated me Coach of the Year in our conference, so.
They not only nominated, they named you.
Yeah, they named me, yeah.
So you won Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Congratulations to
thank you.
that.
Thank you. And our students won some awards as well. Jade Schultz on the women's side, who had a phenomenal year as well.
Did.
She's one of the top leading scorers in our conference, was named to the second team all-conference. And then Molly Gerard and Allie DeRocher were named honorable mention. And then on the men's side, we had a pretty good freshman point guard this year,
Yes, we
James
did.
Williams, and he made the all-freshman team, which is really phenomenal. There's, I think, only 5 students that make that, so that's a pretty competitive award he won. And Quay Humphreys and Chris DeRocher and James all got named to the honorable mention all-conference team. So.
A wonderful tribute to some fine women and men's players.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good season.
Yeah, it was.
I have to tell you, I saw the article in the Alpena News that you know, had all the award winners, and it looked to me like it was almost half DeRochers.
Yeah, there's some love for basketball in that family.
Yes,
so.
indeed. Yeah, indeed. So what, this being your first year, what was the most enjoyable part of it, if you could boil that down?
Oh boy, I think just watching us progress as a team. You know, fortunately, we had a nice mix of returning players come in and added some nice freshmen. And, you know, I think of my first game of the year, which we won, which the look on our face, we won at the buzzer. I don't think I moved at all from the bench. And actually, after Coach Allen said to me, you know you can get up and say things. And,
Good one, Bobby.
yeah, so then I got into it a little bit better, more. And yeah, by the time conference rolled around, it was
Yeah, your team.
we had a lot of close games, you know, and I think after being out of coaching for a long time, you know, thank goodness for the refs a couple times. They're like, do you want to call the timeout to advance the ball? And I was like, oh yeah, that's right, we can do that.
Yeah.
And the changes were something for me personally to adjust to. But, you know, I think our team, you know, at one point I said, how many of you pressed in high school? Because we weren't that great of shooters. And most of them raised their hand. I'm like, do you think we could press? Which is something we don't really do in our conference because there's a lot of athletes in our conference on the other opponent's team. And they were all like, yeah. And we started pressing, and it made a difference. And
It did.
generated some energy and points off our defense. So
It did, yeah. That was a very notable feature of your team, was the effectiveness of your press.
yeah,
And, you know, that takes effort, of course, but also it takes cohesion, you
Yeah.
know, that people know kind of where somebody else is going to be. And there were games, your press was extremely effective. The game in Mott, at
yes,
Mott,
yeah,
where,
yes,
I mean, they had athletes.
yes, yeah.
But your girls must have turned the ball over, they made Mott turn the ball over 15 or 20 times easily. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of our best games. So,
Yeah, it was.
yeah.
Well, from the stands, the team looked like they were competitive. They enjoyed competing. They got used to winning,
Yeah.
and it was very crowd-pleasing style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to having half of them back next year and, you know, building on that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you got a foundation
Yeah.
to build on there.
you know, and next year will be an entirely different, our conference will be structured different. So,
Speak to that. That's very interesting.
yeah,
if you would.
we've had some schools adding teams now in the MCC conference, and now we're going to 3 divisions. And so, because 3 of those schools are now from the north, which Bay College is in it now. North Central has started basketball. Kirkland brought basketball back. Us, Delta, Mid-Michigan will be in our conference now, and Muskegon and Grand Rapids.
Over on the west side.
Yeah, so, yeah. So,
That'll be tough.
Yeah, the 8 teams, so that'll make a nice conference. And, you know, for us, I'm looking a little bit forward to it. At least we have some games that are a little bit closer.
Yeah.
You know, with the addition of North Central and Kirkland. Yeah.
Well, every school, I mean, it's been in the press here with Central Michigan and Western, are facing enormous enrollment challenges. You know, it's just hard. It's a very hard environment. And schools like Petoskey or North Central and Kirtland, which used to have basketball, then discontinued it, they're finding that, hey, if we add sports, maybe it'll help us with enrollment. Of course, we've had sports for years and years, and I would agree with their thinking on that. I think it does help enrollment.
Right.
But it'll be a new challenge.
Yeah.
But you're up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so it'll be a...
Yeah. And we've got about 30 seconds left. Anything, you know, you're also AD.
Yes.
And, you know, so you wear 2 hats. How'd that go for you?
I was very busy. I have to come up with a better plan of organization, and yeah, I do want to just say one last thing. A nice tribute to Sarah Parsons, our volleyball coach for 17 years, has decided to retire, and we'll miss her.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of years of, after getting through 1 year, I know that's a lot of years of dedication. And I want to thank Sarah for
Yes,
what she's
indeed.
done.
She's done a good job.
Yeah.
And we'll miss her.
Yes.
So thank you, and thank you for your leadership, and congratulations on the awards.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you, folks, for watching Talk of the Town. We'll see you again next week.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts Bradley Summers and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wvkb11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production. All rights reserved.